If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. You can always leave hearts by tapping on the screen. If you guys are just joining me today, I'm going to be talking about hijackers. Very briefly, I've got about 15 minutes. My wife just went to go pick up my daughter. I was working. I usually go with her, but today I was working, so she went and grabbed her. She's going to be home about 15 minutes. So I just wanted to with everyone. You guys see me all right? Sun's kind of bright there. Hi, Scott from San Diego. Yeah, if you guys want to give me a quick little shout out where you're calling from or where you're calling. I say that every time. Tom, Charlotte, hey, what's going on? If you guys want to tell me your first name and where you're calling, yeah, I keep saying it, where you're tuning in from. Paul from Ireland, Charles from Georgia, what's going on? Let's see, Vegas. We got Deanna from Colorado, Jason from Hawaii, Diego from the equator, Jay from Memphis, Joe from Dallas. Wow, everyone's flooding in today. Scott, Angus from London, Brian, Austin, Val from Arizona, Ivan from Denmark, Europe, Rod from Vegas, Danny Brewer is in the house. Hey, Danny. Laura from Memphis, Amber from Indiana, Ted from San Diego, Eddie from New Brunswick, Canada, Jamin from Charlotte. Hey, Jamin, what's going on? Delray Beach, Rob, what's going on, Rob? Marcus from Sweden. Yeah, we got a bunch of you guys on today. Looks like it's getting brighter out too. It was just raining out there earlier. Lauren from Indiana, Ellie from Charlotte. Hey, Ellie, what's going on? Bill from Boston. Bill is in the house. Bill always shows up. Kathy from Kentucky. All right, guys, I literally have about 15 minutes. Fist pump. Yeah, so, okay, first off, again, I know, and some of you guys will be saying, like, Scott, why do you have to say that? Well, because I've had people say that they don't know who I am, but they're tuning in because of Periscope. My name is Scott Volker. I have a podcast called the Amazing Seller Podcast. Hey, Ebony. I talk about selling on Amazon, and I help other sellers and businesses on Amazon. I also talk about my own experiences, and that podcast can be found at theamazingseller.com. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, hearts are coming in like crazy. So if you guys know about hearts, you guys know that hearts show that you enjoy what I'm doing. So just tap on the screen, you can get hearts. If you're watching the replay, you can do that as well. All right, let's quickly talk about what happened here. I had something happen the other day. Hold on one second. Lots of Charlotte people. Let's get a meetup. Okay. I want to talk briefly about what had happened to me the other day. And I'm going to walk you through a little story. Okay. I was sleeping at around 4 o'clock in the morning, and my wife must have got up. She sometimes gets up, goes to the bathroom, whatever, and then comes back to bed. And she came down and just for the heck of it, looked at our listing, one of them, because she does that every now and then, and she noticed that our image had been changed. And the other images were gone. So she freaked out. And she's been hearing me talk a lot about this hijacking stuff. And immediately I got up, 4 o'clock in the morning, by the way, came downstairs to the computer, fired it up, and sure enough, our listing was live. It wasn't technically hijacked in a sense, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And if you guys don't know what hijacking is, I'll explain that shortly as well. But basically, someone had went into my listing and changed the image, the main image, to their brand. Now, normally when a hijacking happens, what it basically means is someone is selling your product. Now, whether they bought your product legitimately, like at a closeout, because they can do that. Anyone can sell product on Amazon. It's just like retail arbitrage in a sense. Like if you've sold something somewhere and someone bought it, they can sell it, but they're only going to have a few units, right? The difference here is people, especially in China, some of these manufacturers, these shady SOBs, are attacking us by going on our own listings, and then they're branding their product with our brand on our listing. And that's totally legit. Like I don't think it's not legit that they can do that, but it's legit that they can post on our listing. Now, this is where you start to compete on price because you want to win that buy box back. Well, in order to gain the buy box back, you have to be the lowest price. Okay? So then you start competing back and forth, back and forth. Now your next step is to then order one of the products, and then from there, when you get it, it's from there taking a picture of it and then sending it to Amazon. I mean, immediately you want to send it to Amazon anyway. Now, I got a couple of tips for you, and I literally just got off the phone with someone who has been through this, who he's actually talked to Amazon people internally. And these are the things, and I'll probably do a whole episode on this, but let me just give you these first, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what had ended up happening with mine. Everything is okay right now, by the way. I'm still a little nervous, but it's okay. The process looks like this, and when you're first starting, and I've never even said to do this because I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but you want to register your brand. That's the very, very first thing that you're going to want to do once you get up and running. Now, again, I go back to the whole principle of getting started before you start building all this stuff, right? So if you're just testing a product, not that big of a deal, okay? But when you start to see that it might get some traction, you want to register the brand. How do you register the brand? Well, you go to Amazon, you either Google the form, or you can just look in Seller Central, register brand or brand registry. And literally what you need for that is very simple. You need to have an email address. And this is what this gentleman just told me on the line here, that you want the email address to not be a Gmail account, a Yahoo account, a free account. You want it to be whatever, Scott@xyzkitchens.com. You want it to be that. You want to have a website. Now, don't get scared here. This website could be a one-page website that just has information about your product that shows that it's a brand. You want to have the URL name. And that's why whenever I've talked about creating your brand in the beginning, I've always said, look for the URL, make sure that it's not trademarked, make sure all that stuff, and make sure that it's available on GoDaddy. So you want to buy that. And then from there, you can either point that to your website, or you can just, when you set up your website, you can use that website address. So you're going to need to give them that. You're going to need to give them that email address. And then you're going to basically wait at that point. And then from there, once they approve you, now your brand registered. And then from that, this gentleman that I was talking to today said that especially in the future, and right now he's saying that it'll help you. They'll side with you before someone that's not brand registered. So it definitely gives you a little more weight. Now, a little thing I got to admit here, I guess. I haven't even registered my brand, right? I'm going to about a year now. I know another person that this recently happened to, and he hasn't registered his brand. Now, what am I going to do? I'm registering my brand right now, right? Now, I do have the website already created. I've had that now for probably 4 months, and it's built out, and I have a bunch of that stuff already done. I have the website that was already purchased. I actually purchased the website when I created the brand because I wanted to make sure that I had it. So I have proof of all of that stuff. But nothing is going to help you more than having your brand registered. So if I have any bit of advice for anyone listening right now that either hasn't done it or that is thinking about getting started, definitely start looking into getting that done. All right. So going back to my story really quickly, how about buying 100 of the other guy's product, then return them just venting? Yeah, you could do that too, I guess. It's a heated topic. It's a debatable topic as well. Wonder if they registered theirs before you get yours registered. Well, I don't necessarily think that would be the case. But yeah, if you're nervous about that, just register on day one. It doesn't cost anything extra to register your brand. You just got to have a website. You got to have a email address. So it's not that big of a deal. So I would probably recommend doing it ASAP. All right. Okay. So what had happened to us now, I have no idea why they would hijack my listing technically and put a different image on there. I don't know if they did that to see if they could get access to the listing. Not quite sure. Can the listing be hijacked if I own and make my products myself? Yes, it can, but you would be able to prove it by getting your product and then saying, it's not the same one, it's counterfeit. First thing you're going to want to do is send them a cease and desist letter. That's the very first thing that you're going to want to do. And then basically just saying, like, get off my listing or I'm going to report you type thing. obviously in a nicer way than that, more legal way. Yeah, so what I did is I got into my listing, because once your listing is hijacked and you're not brand registered, you have no access, at least from what I'm understanding, you have no access to updating your listing. They have control of your listing because now they're the ones that are kind of like the top seller in a sense, or the ones that's the price is the lowest, so they're getting access to it, and you're not technically the one that's able to do the full edit. Now, with that being said, if you're brand registered, as far as I know, Amazon will definitely give you more more leverage, I guess, because you are. It's kind of like you're registered with us, you took that extra step. So with mine, I was able to go in, and then from there, I was able to change my images back. Scott, go after these guys with blades and lemon juice. Oh, yeah, I know, right? But it was scary, right? Hijack it back, right? So the thing is, though, is, these other companies that are doing this, they're basically, they're buying 1,000 units, or they're making it because they're the manufacturers. So the only way to really do this is what I just described. Danny says, how what, Danny? It's a sore topic. I was nervous about it. I still nervous right now. But here's the other thing I noticed that had happened. And this will happen even if you don't get hijacked. If you've ever updated your listing, okay, and I've noticed this before, if you update your title, update your images, update your bullets, whatever you update, right? Usually, after you do that, the next day, your sales usually drop a little bit. And I think it's because, and this might just be a coincidence, I think it's because your listing is getting re-indexed. So I think you start falling in and out of search results, okay? Now, I noticed this, and the very next day that I was panicking because I'm like, oh my gosh, like everything's back, everything looks like it's live, all my search seems like it's there, but my sales are down. Like I literally would open up my my little my app on my phone, and I only had like one sale, and it was like 11 o'clock in the morning, and normally by that time I have at least 9. So I'm like, this thing is broken. So I got nervous. And then finally, I started getting a few more sales. But I think I ended that day with only 19 sales. And normally, my low day is like 35, 40 sales. So since then, it's been a couple of days. Yesterday, I had a better day. Today already, I have a better day. So I think that because it was the update, because I changed my image back, it got changed on me, but then I changed it back. I think because of that, it screwed around with the algorithm a little bit. Just a hunch. So anyway, that's what I wanted to kind of share with you guys today. I know I didn't scope yesterday. Yesterday got kind of crazy, kind of busy. It was a Sunday, and I wasn't able to do that. My arm is getting really tired right now. I got to get my tripod hooked back up when I do these, but I had a few minutes, so I figured I would do it for you guys. But anyway, so do me a favor, okay? If you think this is helpful, share this, all right? Go ahead, swipe the screen and click share with your followers or your Twitter followers. Hi, Scott. Are your scopes being saved somewhere? Yes, they are on my YouTube channel. So if you go to the Amazing Seller YouTube channel, it'll be there. Selfie stick. Yes, I got to get one of those. Do you guys know where I can get one of them? Selfie stick? Hey, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. I can see too, guys, when you guys are sharing something. So yeah, if you guys could share this, like I said, on Facebook, Danny says I have 259, LOL, and he's not even lying. That is funny, Danny. We're gonna have to do a little special with those, maybe a giveaway of some kind. So I kind of wanted to remind you guys that I am saving most of these. I'm putting them on my YouTube channel. You can also go to theamazingseller.com/scope. theamazingseller.com/scope, and then you'll get all of the past ones there in a little player. I'm going to continue doing these as long as you guys keep showing up. The numbers keep growing. Today, right now, I'm showing 65 followers that are on right now. I know after I get off of this, I'll see a bunch of other people were tuning in live, but they're just not followers yet. So if you're not a follower and you want to get more of this scopes, these things, just click on the little buddy icon somewhere in here, and then click on that and then follow me. And then from there, you'll get those updates. And then just a little reminder, too, if you guys have not been to one of my live workshops, I'm doing one of those this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where I'm walking through the 5 phases to choose your product, source your product, launch your product, promote it, all that good stuff. And you can sign up to attend that at theamazingseller.com/workshop. theamazingseller.com/workshop. And if you're tuning in to this after today or Thursday, you can still go there, and then you can register for the upcoming one. No new Monday episode today? No, there should be. There should be. The last I looked, there was. It's about international selling. I had an international seller on there, and then he talked all about jumping through hoops to get himself selling, and he had a lot of great tips of just in general, not just international stuff. So yeah, that is there. If you're on Stitcher, it might be delayed. If you want to go to the blog at theamazingseller.com, it's there. It's the top one. Has anyone else been following the podcast? And can you tell me today if you guys were able to see or listen to the latest podcast? Yeah, someone just said it's on iTunes. Cool. Let me see here real quick. Yes, I listened. It's there. It's there. Yes, iTunes. All right, cool. Yep, it's there. So yeah, just you probably just got to either refresh, or if you're on Stitcher, it might be delayed. I don't know. I listened to it already today. Good. Okay, great. All right, guys. I appreciate it. You guys know that I'm here for you. I believe in you, and I'm rooting for you, but you have to... Come on. Talk to me now. Talk to me. What are the words? Come on. Take action. Bill's the first one to say it. Ebony, there you go. There you go, guys. Yeah. If you guys are tuning in for the first time and you don't know what I mean by that, you got to listen to the podcast. These guys know. Lynch hijackers. Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm going to do a whole podcast on that. I'm going to try to get other people that have been hijacked and how they kind of got around it. But I'll keep you posted on my little journey here with that. And also a couple people that I know right now that have been hijacked, that they're working through the process. And I'm hoping to bring that to you fairly soon. All right. So you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. And thanks for tuning in. And share this scope, share the podcast, and take action. All right. We'll see you later.